What does summer look like when you're child-free? Well, for us, it looks like a lot of spontaneous, sometimes questionable, but always extremely fun and memorable mini adventures. After a week of rain, I figured it would be a great time to go check out some waterfalls in Tennessee. So this weekend, we're taking on Burgess Falls. We usually like to do these things alone, but since this trip was totally unplanned, I decided to book a guided tour, and unsurprisingly, it was extremely difficult to find a spot the night before. Luckily, I was able to book 2 seats with Canoe the Caney, and it turned out to be a great choice. It had been a while since the last time we went kayaking, but as you can tell by my paddle skills, we're pretty much professionals, so it was nothing to pick back up. We took off at around 11:30 in the morning, and the weather couldn't have been better. It started off at around 72 degrees and it got up to 78 around the time that we finished. The water was still a little cool, but honestly it was perfect for swimming. I was so happy that our guide was really chill and just let us all do our own thing and enjoy our time on the water. It wasn't until we got really close to the waterfall that we noticed there were tons of other people on the water. There was a bit of a traffic jam, and it turns out that all that rain brought a bit of debris along with it. And although I was the captain of this kayak, I know when I'm outmatched, and so I let my husband take over this part because I definitely almost flipped us over a couple of times. And although we couldn't see it yet, you could definitely hear what was around the corner. Eventually, we were able to clear a path, and there it was. I definitely lost track of time on this trip, but I think it took us about an hour and a half to get from the launch point to the actual waterfall. And although we expected it to be super crowded, there turned out to be a lot of space right in front. Lucky for us, the water levels were really high because of the rain, so we were able to paddle all the way up to the base of the falls. The wind and mist coming off of the falls was so amazing, and it felt so good in that summer heat. I love waterfalls so much. They just make you feel like you've been transported to Pangea or something. And after all that paddling, it was great to just sit back and watch and listen to the falls. It was just such an amazing experience. And I'm always looking for a reason to pack some beef jerky, so this was definitely it. After about 45 minutes, we decided to head back so that we could enjoy the water alone, and it was everything that I wanted it to be. It was so relaxing and peaceful and quiet, and even with so many people around, you literally could not hear them. There were a lot of boats on the water as well, and some of them would get really close and create massive wakes, so that's definitely something to watch out for. I would also make sure to bring lots of sunscreen because my legs were on fire by the end of the trip. And just like that, all good things must come to an end, and honestly, I was starving. I was super excited to get back to the bus, and once we got on and comfortable, they told us that the battery had died. Luckily, our group came with 2 buses, so we made a quick swap to the one that worked. A few people had to wait for a pickup, but eventually everyone made it back. And I knew I was going to be hungry, so I pre-ordered us some cheesesteaks and lemonade, and it was so good after a long day in the sun. Our play day on the water was finally over, and it was time to make the 3-hour journey back to Sweet Home, Alabama.